Good morning, student. Let's start today's class. From today's, we are going to start your unit 4, okay, which is your last unit, and this unit is all about transducer and sensor. First of all, now let us see what is transducer and what is sensor, and what is the difference between the transducer and sensor, and what is the similarity between these transducer and sensor. Okay, transducer and sensor are used in various applications, okay, and gadgets, okay, but there is a difference between transducer and sensor which need to be understood. Okay, now a transducer is a device that is used to convert a non-electrical signal into a electrical signal. Okay, this is the work of, or this is the concept of transducer. Okay, that it convert a non-electrical signal into a electrical signal. Okay, whereas sensor is used to measure the physical changes that occur in the surroundings like temperature, light, etc., and convert it into a readable signal. Okay, so basically transducer is a device which convert non-electrical signal, okay, non-electrical signal, okay, into electrical signal. Non-electrical signal means, let's say, uh, voice signal or pressure signal, okay, or anything mechanical signal, okay, into a electrical signal. This is the working of transducer. But here, whereas sensor, sensor we use sensor, temperature sensor, light sensor. Okay, so basically sensor works as a device which measure the changes of quantity like temperature and light or pressure, okay, and convert that changes of quantity into readable signal, okay, readable signal which is readed by any microprocessor or computer or anything. Okay, so this is sensor. Okay, now example of sensor are barometer. Okay, barometer which is used for measuring the pressure. Okay, then this is atmospheric pressure. Okay, okay, in that means was the pressure of around our atmosphere. Okay, and accelerometer, or accelerometer which is measuring the acceleration or the speed of anything. Okay, now example of transducer. Okay, then the example transducer is thermocoupled, okay, and microphone. Okay, this microphone, okay, see this thermocouple changes or converts thermal energy into electrical energy. Okay, and this microphone convert speech signal which is non-electrical signal, okay, to electrical signal. Okay, now the transducer consists of a sensor, okay, and a signal conditioning circuit, okay, and field and find application in communication systems to convert electrical to electromagnetic waves. Okay, in previous unit in communication system I told you that there is a in the basic communication module, you see there is a speaker. Okay, there is a speaker, and here in the speaker is also a transducer. Okay, speaker is otherwise called as transducer because the speaker or mic, this is here the in input side we use mic, okay, and in output side we use speaker. Both are called transducer, okay, because in mic the speech signal is converted into electrical signal, but here sorry, the speaker is not didn't called transducer because it convert electrical signal to speech signal. Okay, that means electrical signal to non-electrical signal, but in mic we convert non-electrical signal to electrical signal. That's why it is called transducer. Okay, now let's see what is the difference between the transducer and sensor. Okay, that means transducer, it helps in converting one form of energy into another form of energy, that is non-electrical signal to electrical signal, or in case of a mic, we convert speech signal into electrical signal. Okay, and sensor, it senses physical quantity like temperature, okay, pressure, and light intensity, and convert into a signal which are read by an instrument. Okay, so the sensor sense the physical quantity and produce a readable signal. Okay, then transducer, it converts electricity to electromagnetic wave. Okay, you see, uh, uh, electricity into electromagnetic wave. Okay, in communication, in communication we use uh, antenna, okay, which convert electrical signal to electromagnetic wave. Okay, then it the sensor, it sense physical quantity and convert into analog quantity. Okay, analog quantity. Okay, then the antenna, here you see the antenna is one type of transducer. Okay, microphone and loudspeaker are also of one type of transducer. Okay, so the one type of sensor is LED. Okay, sensor used in automobile to detect, touch, and attract and active the siren. Okay, now it convert the transducer convert the measurable quantity into a standard electrical signal like minus 10 volt to plus 10 volt. Okay, that is a electrical signal. Okay, so but the sensor, it used to measure voltage, capacitance, inductance, ohm, and resistance. Okay, so these are the basic difference between sensor and transducer. Now you see the transducer. A transducer is a device which convert one form of energy. This is the definition. Remember this. The transducer convert one form of energy to another form. It convert the measurand to the usable electrical signal. Okay, now in other words, it is the device that is capable of converting a physical quantity into a potential electrical quantity such as voltage or current. You see, this is, let's say this is a transducer. Okay, here you see applied a pressure, okay, to the transducer. Then by getting that pressure, the transducer convert the pressure energy or the pressure force to electrical signal or voltage signal. Okay, now block diagram of a transducer. Okay, this is the block diagram of a transducer. Okay, you see, this is the parameter, that is, this is the see, this is the parameter, that is pressure, temperature, force, etc. Okay, here you apply the parameter. Okay, sensing element. Okay, here, then sensor output, then transducer element. Okay, that after transducer element, electrical signal. Okay, so the transducer contain two parts that are closely related to each other, that is the sensing element and transducing element. Okay, the including both two element, we get our transducer. Okay, so the sensing element is called as a sensor. Okay, it is a device producing measuring response to change in the physical condition. Okay, so first of all we use a sensor, okay, which sense the changeable of parameters, okay, let's say pressure or temperature, and give a readable signal to the transducer element. Okay, now the transducer element convert the sensor output to a suitable electrical form. Okay, so this is the all about your transducer. Okay, this is the block diagram, remember this. And a characteristic of transducer is rocketness. Transducer is rocketness means very rough and tough. Okay, and linearity means the that means uh, uh, whenever the changes in the input side, okay, increases, also the electrical signal proportionally increase. in the output side. Okay, whenever the the parameter changes decreases, rate of parameter changes decreases in the input side, then the transducer also give a output which is decreasing in the electrical signal. Okay, so this is the linearity. Okay, then repeatability. Okay, then accuracy also there. Okay, high stability and reliability also there. Speed of response is also high, and sensitivity is also high. Little bit changes can also give a small or a low signal. Okay, then small size, very small size transducer is a very small size. Okay, now the classification of transducer. Okay, the transducer is classified as a active and passive transducer. Okay, then analog and digital transducer on the basis of the on the transduction principle used primary and secondary transducer. Okay, and transducer and inverse transducer. Okay, so basically in this year course we discussed briefly about active transducer and passive transducer. Okay, so now let us see what is, so basically you see the kind of transducer. The transducer can be divided into two parts, basically mainly two parts: active transducer and a passive transducer. Okay, so what is active transducer? Active transducer is this transducer do not require any external source to power them. Okay, so in active transducer is a that type of device which didn't need any uh, input, or they didn't need any external source, voltage source to work. Okay, so this device, whenever we applied any physical quantity, let's say temperature, pressure, or anything, that it start working and give an output. Okay, there is no need of external voltage source for that working. You see, um, um, now next one is passive transducer. Okay, this transducer require an external source to power them. Okay, so this passive transducer require external source, okay, to work as a transducer. Okay, so now the active transducer, the type of active transducer or types are thermocouple transducer. Okay, so one type of is active transducer is thermocouple transducer. Okay, the thermocouple transducer convert heat energy into electrical energy. Okay, and it used to measure the temperature. Okay, then thermocouple consists of two wire of different metal joining to their end. Okay, you see, this is two wire. Okay, and that a thermocouple consists of two wire of different metals. Okay, and joined at their ends. Okay, this is one metal and this is one metal. Okay, then the thermocouple work on Seebeck effect. Okay, Seebeck effect, what is Seebeck effect is that Seebeck effect states states that when two ends of the thermocouple are kept at different temperature, okay, then electrical current flow through it. Okay, which which is function of temperature difference of the two junction. Okay, if the temperature of an and is kept constant, then the electrical current in the thermocouple is function of the temperature of their end. Okay, that means Seebeck, that thermocouple transducer worked on the basis of Seebeck effect. Seebeck effect, what is Seebeck effect is that whenever we place the two end of the transducer into two different temperature junction, let's say here one end is cold junction, that means cold temperature, here temperature is low, and another terminal of this transducer is connected to the hot junction, where is the temperature is high. So whenever the two terminal of transducer is connected to different temperature zone, then one current is flowing through the transducer. Okay, so that current or the that current is proportional to the temperature difference or rate of temperature changes. Okay, So if the temperature here, the terminal is constant, let's say here 5 degrees Celsius, here 100 degrees Celsius. Whenever whenever the temperature 100 degree and 5 degree constant up to that time, the current flowing through the transducer is constant. Okay. Now next type of transducer is crystal transducer. Okay, it is based on the principle of piezoelectric effect. Okay, what is piezoelectric effect? Piezoelectric effect is that when pressure is applied on a piezoelectric crystal, okay, one type of crystal is there which is called piezoelectric. Okay, and whenever we applied a pressure to on a piezoelectric crystal, a potential difference across the crystal is set up. Okay, so this is called piezoelectric effect, and crystal transducer worked in that based on that piezoelectric effect. Okay, so this is the piezoelectric crystal. Okay, okay, whenever we apply pressure to that piezoelectric crystal. Okay, so here one terminal is negatively became negatively charged, and one terminal became positively charged, so potential difference created. Okay, now the third one is pressure gauge. Okay, pressure gauge, the transducer used to measure the pressure, okay, are called pressure gauge. Okay, although pressure is an absolute quantity, okay, even the difference uh, reference are used to measure the pressure. Okay, then absolute pressure. Okay, what is absolute pressure? Zero referenced against a perfect vacuum, so it is equal to the gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Okay, then gauge pressure is zero reference against air pressure at NTP, so it is equal to the absolute pressure minus atmospheric pressure. Okay, then differential pressure is the difference in the pressure between 2 points. Here, to measure the pressure, we shall discuss the an aneroid gauge. Okay, you simply you remember one thing is this pressure gauge. Okay, pressure gauge, this transducer used to measure the used to measure the pressure called pressure gauge. Okay, and it converts the pressure signal into the electrical signal. Okay, thank you.